everyone, Ronan back. We're going to be doing Ghost in the Shell today. We're on episode 13. We had some really crazy stuff happen last episode. The Individual 11 has officially kind of gone public, essentially. They were being read about. Probably not too much of their actions have been going public. No, actually, they have been going public. 'Cause that's kind of the whole point, is that they're trying to sway public opinion, and it seems that their method of liberating the refugees is to basically they're not making their lives very easy, and it's making them it's like getting them really rowdy, and they're trying to, I'm thinking they're trying to militarize them and kind of get them up in arms and have them do something on their own behalf that will sway public opinion and say that instead of incorporate them into their own society or into their own population, they are to reject them and force them to become their own state or country or community, I guess. It makes sense why they're doing it like that, but it's also kind of not a nice way of doing it, I guess. So and Kuze, he started questioning it. So he seems to be someone that is kind of waking up from it. So he's been infected by the virus like everybody else, but he seems to be breaking free of that, so yeah, that last episode just kind of landed on not like a cliffhanger, but it was just a lot of crazy stuff happening all at the same time, and none of Section 9 knew what the heck was going on. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into it though. So please like, comment, and subscribe, everyone. Appreciate all the time you spend here with me. And I do have a Patreon. We are 3 weeks ahead of YouTube, and we also do have a Discord server up, and you can click on the link on that below to check that out. So we're gonna go ahead and dive on in. And
You of the nameless masses,
oh, we're getting into it.
we are the Individual 11, separate minds gathered as one to reform the world little by little.
Wow, look at that animation.
Which this country functions is rapidly approaching its demise. You who are among the nameless, awaken! Awaken and become part of the new order!
Agree or disagree with them, they at least know how to set themselves up to look like badasses.
Sugi, look at that!
And today we are gathered
It's cool we're getting a whole different perspective on the event.
The hour has come to take up our cause! Wait, no more talk!
Not today, says Kuze. Kuze's like, I still have shit to do.
They surface finally just so they can throw themselves a suicide party?
The creation of mediators who will trigger a reaction, that of a standalone complex.
Besides that reporter I went to see, I'll bet you anything there's a
Yeah.
slew of people all over the country who recently tried to kill themselves under suspicious circumstances.
We can draw one obvious.
Jeez, look at all that stuff on him. Man, that's got to be insane to be affected by some sort of ideology to drive you to that, just to completely change who you are, and all of a sudden you're standing up for a cause that you may or may not be really into. I mean, I suppose to some extent you would be into it, since you would be interested enough to at least read the essay to begin with. So I guess technically there would have to be some interest involved.
Okay, but who the hell is he, do we know? And why was he the only one who didn't off himself, huh?
It would be impossible to determine the answer to that question with any certainty.
Yeah, you got to bring him in.
In this footage from the attack on the Prime Minister, I noticed something that bothered me. The man doesn't move his mouth when he speaks. Right here.
I remember when I first saw this a long time ago, I was kind of a little confused by that.
I also want you to closely examine his face. It's quite handsome, wouldn't you say?
Just what the...
Humor me, damn it.
It was created by a skilled face sculptor?
Correct. I knew you'd catch on, Major. His face was probably made by a top-notch sculptor who specializes in that particular field. There are only 2 artists of that caliber in the entire country.
Wow.
I had no idea that a face sculptor was such a rarity.
The Japanese are known to be masterful artists, but true-to-life rendering...
I mean, that makes total sense. If people are being cyberized and they have a choice to be able to look however they want,
Hey,
it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to think, hey, I want to be attractive, you know? I can imagine the specificity of people going into that, because they're probably like, well,
What's up?
I've got a hunch that our
because if it was me, I would say, yeah, make me attractive,
I don't know
but
for sure. The studio's
at
court
least
knowledge
keep
of the
some
murder
features that I normally would have. You know, if I have brown eyes,
is the victim a
at least have me have
face
brown eyes, and you know, just at least incorporate some features of
material witness
what I
in the
would
case
normally
we're
look
working.
like, but just make me hot, you know?
To top it off, that security camera got a clear shot of the killer's face. It's as plain as day.
Listen, if we have to, we can strip you of your authority here in a blink.
This is our case. Live with it.
What the will fuck you up, dude?
Hey, can't we all get along?
That's the guy who was...
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's Pazu, all right. No two ways about it.
What about the fingerprints on the evidence?
Cops said they're a match.
Obviously, it's bullshit.
What if Pretty Boy with the stiff kisser is the killer? You think he'd go to all this trouble?
It's hard for me to believe that. Don't discount the fact that this could be totally unrelated.
Stiff kisser. That's funny.
Pazu, you're gonna have to stay put and lay low until you're cleared. Report any and all information you can think of that might relate to this matter.
Roger that.
Man, that's got to be such an awkward thing.
All right, tell the truth. You really know something, don't you?
No, not a thing.
Well, if you can't talk to the Major about it, I'm always here.
I'll do that.
He's just so like, you're not being very convincing. I know he didn't do it, but he's not really helping himself out.
I'll have what he's having. I thought about tailing you, but you probably would have spotted me right off. I honestly don't think it was you who killed that guy. After all, it's not like there's any shortage of people in this town with prosthetic faces. After watching that security camera footage, I got a distinct feeling that that guy's got some kind of obsession with you. I just came here to give you a heads up.
Fine.
He's just fucking like, whatever.
Usually you're either alone or have a different woman on your arm each time. I met the most wonderful master face sculptor recently, a true artist. I realized that your ghost might not actually be within your brain case, but rather in your skin, especially in the lines and wrinkles that are etched into your face.
You're really sus, lady. You just happen to be around a face sculptor right when they're working on a case with a face sculptor.
No, it's just you.
Oh.
What are you doing?
How'd you get out there so quick? Maybe it's not her.
You know, this might actually be female related.
Major,
Yep.
a local police detective has been killed. It's pretty obvious that somebody's trying to frame him.
Major, I want to see that face sculptor's client data.
It's gonna be that chick.
Seems this is shaping up to be a personal matter. Very personal.
All right, play it your way.
Thanks, Major.
It's cool that we're diving into his background a little bit, because he's kind of the guy on the side. We don't really get a whole lot of dialogue from him to begin with.
I wanted to let you know that I uploaded the address of where I'm going into your external memory. In case something happens and I don't come back, you can try looking for me there.
Understood.
One man, all alone. Yeah, it's you. Holy crap. Crazy. All right, so she's crazy. She has an obsession with him. She was talking about that she doesn't think that there's a ghost that lies within the brain case, but within your skin. So that's like her only way. So she's so obsessed that that's like her only way of feeling like she can get as close as she can to him, which is like looking like him.
What
I
did you?
I can connect some dots there, but she's also crazy, so it's not going to make complete sense.
You really had forgotten all about me.
And when did you jack that woman's prosthetic body?
I happened to catch sight of you at the bar one night.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Probably in the
man.
Hiroshima landfill by now.
I guess you got my fingerprints at the bar, too.
Oh, it goes even deeper than I thought then, because like she looks like she is someone else. She took the lady, paraded around as her.
You told me not to ask any questions about yourself, so I didn't. You stated, I never sleep with the same woman twice. But when we did sleep together a second time, I knew I was in love.
He could be like that because of his line of work. He may not feel like his mortality is... Yeah, he may not think that he'd be around for that long to even have a connection like that.
You were just trying to protect me.
I don't deserve credit.
You do. That's the kind of man you are. You don't have to worry about this lady, now that I have your ghost inside me. I no longer need the real you.
There's the crazy part. I like that she, like, also bought his clothes, too. Got the same damn clothes on.
If you have any love left for me, then die here.
Damn, and how's she gonna compete with him in terms of, like, hand-to-hand combat? Bato being the good friend that he is. Jeez. Wow, they got the same damn cut on their chest, like... I mean, my money would be that that's the real Pazu, but,
The details are just like I reported.
But, like, they have the exact same cut, clothes, weapon, everything.
I've got a feeling there are lots of women around who'd love to see him dead. But when I went to meet Pazu for the first time to scout him, he said something like, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't sleep with the same woman twice.
So, is that insinuating that Pazu, like, hit on the Major? I mean, I don't blame him if that's the case. Ah, wow. We got a nice little mixture of having, you know, the main arc kind of mixed in there, kind of, and yet we branched off on kind of like a side, you know, a side story, you know, going off into Pazu's background and the kind of person that he is. So, like, it's interesting because he, when they were kind of with that lady talking to him, she was kind of describing him as like someone that's like actually like somewhat honorable and whatnot. And he seemed to maybe like just try to keep people at a distance to kind of spare them from, you know, if he ever died one day from his job, something like that. That's kind of that's like at least the idea that I had anyway. But at the same time, on the flip side of that, he doesn't really treat women like he has no commitment, basically, you know. And I guess depending on the circumstances or whatever, maybe women just really don't like that at all. You know, they would probably view him as like, you know, someone that used them or, you know, something like that, which is understandable. But he also seems like someone that, I mean, obviously they kind of said that too, but he seems like somebody that would actually like lay down the rules like up front to avoid, you know, any of that stuff, because he's really not like a bad person. It's just he's just like, yeah, I got this job, it's dangerous, I could be dead tomorrow, you know, whatever, and, you know, I'm gonna spare you the feelings, but you know, I would like to have some companionship too, and so this is what it is, so take it or leave it. It's kind of, I think he's the kind of person to be upfront with that. But fucking crazy. And I'm so proud of Bato for, you know, even though he was kind of told to be like, yeah, stay out of it, I gotta do this on my own and blah blah blah, Bato showed up anyway with a Tachikoma just in case, you know, and like Bato wanted to be there, like in the event that Pazu was about to die or something, Bato was actually going to stop it. So good on you, Bato. But all right, awesome episode, pretty cool. That's it from me though. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.